bits and pieces of the word. They skip or misread whole syllables in multisyllabic words, reading invention for intention or eligible for eligible. They spend much of their writing time staring at a blank page. And when they do get something down on paper, sentences are choppy and disconnected, and sometimes don't even make sense. What's more, they have a lot of trouble with spelling, writing GOYN for join and WONT for want. In some cases, their skills are splintered. For example, some children have an impressive speaking vocabulary, but considerable difficulty when it comes to decoding or spelling long words. Others have strong decoding skills, but when it comes to comprehension, it's clear that their thinking is surface level at best. By the time they reach your classroom, many are working to make themselves invisible. And some even rely on a different bag of tricks, including resistance, distraction, and disruption, just hoping to survive what feels like another day filled with reading and writing failures. It's not that educators haven't been working hard to address the needs of students. We have. But the truth is, some of our practices have actually complicated the process of learning to read, rather than smoothing it out. Unfortunately, this adversely affects some groups of children more than others. What's more, the academic gaps between the haves and the have-nots just keep widening. The accumulated advantage for some and subsequent disadvantage for others, known as the Matthew effect, means that strong readers get stronger and readers who have difficulty with reading get further and further behind. Many educators, whether balanced literacy supporters or science of reading proponents, are gravely concerned and committed to disrupting systems that perpetuate reading failures. Some science of reading advocates blame balanced literacy for inequitable literacy outcomes. And some balanced literacy advocates resist the science of reading for fear that it will make access to rich literacy experiences even more inequitable. We would argue that both of these concerns are valid and that neither should be dismissed. All children, especially those locked into systems that seem to guarantee their failure, need access to both the secrets of the alphabetic code and relevant experiences with texts. They need both explicit information about how reading works and immersive experiences that show them how to leverage reading and writing to change the world. Fortunately, the more we learn, the better equipped we are to make thoughtful changes to practices in order to better serve all children. And the good news is that there is a whole lot of important science about how children learn to read, and consistently implementing this science in classrooms, alongside a continued commitment to providing powerful experiences with worthwhile texts, will enable more children than ever before to lead literate lives. How Katie inspired this book. Shifting the Balance K-2 was dedicated to sharing some critical shifts to practice in the early literacy classroom, where the methodology for reading instruction has been most fiercely debated. The first book was designed to clear up misunderstandings about current practices that might actually be making learning to read harder rather than easier. We wanted to share with teachers what we had come to understand ourselves about how the human brain learns to read from the inside out. Our goal was to offer teachers foundational knowledge they could use to provide more science-aligned instruction, basing decisions more on research than on intuition, assumptions, past practices, hunches, or opinions. But what about readers beyond second grade? And what about K-2 students who are making strong progress as readers? These are some of the questions that were on Katie's mind when she approached us in March 2021 with the idea of collaborating on a second Shifting the Balance book. Katie had also taken a deep dive into reading science. As a teacher with years of experience in the upper elementary grades, a college professor, a literacy consultant, and the mother of 2 children, one in elementary school and one in middle school, Katie was particularly driven to understand the ways reading science could be leveraged for older readers. Having read our first book, she expressed curiosity and energy for exploring with us how to help teachers address the unique needs of developing readers in light of reading science. We, too, were interested in readers beyond the earliest stages. And, knowing Katie both as a human being and as the author of a book about bringing the science of happiness into the classroom, we knew she would have a lot to offer the project.